Hi everyone. I am here with another story from Miracles Do Happen. Why do I keep saying that's my old book? From Where Miracles Happen, True Stories of Heavenly Encounters. A book my friend let me borrow. Trying to get done with it so I can give it back to her. Sherm's just over there going through all of his Titanic stuff he collects. He loves collecting Titanic stuff. Anything Titanic, he loves it. He loves reading the books and all that. I've got him all kinds of Titanic stuff. Alright, so this one's got a little quote here. When Angels Appear by Hope McDonald. And she writes, "You live through the darkness from what you learned in the light." Okay, and this story is called From Darkness to Light. Paul Trapolis' father had a heart attack in November, and although it was a fearful time for the family, he seemed to recover. The following June, however, he developed ominous new symptoms and went to the hospital. On the night preceding his test, Paula had what she describes as a dream-like experience. I know it was not actually a dream, but somehow I saw a light, which left me with a sad impression about my dad. There was no words, no actual vision. Paula just sensed that something unfortunate was going to happen. The test results were not good. Paula's father had cancer. During the next months, as he underwent treatment, Paula avoided thinking about the curious light. If it had been a message, it was not one she wanted to hear. Paula was also apprehensive because she was getting married on Saturday, August 22nd. Her dad loved her fiancé, Tony, and had been looking forward to the wedding. That's great that they get along. That's excellent. Not so fortunate with a lot of families. "Dad, you have to get well in time," Paula teased her father at the hospital, "because if you don't walk me down the aisle, I won't go." Her father teased her right back, but on Monday, August 17th, he died. And August 22nd is when her wedding was, and August 17th he died, so 5 days before her wedding. Paula was in anguish. Not only did she mourn the loss of her father, this extraordinary timing made everything even worse. Wednesday night, after the funeral, she fell into bed exhausted and tormented. She couldn't possibly marry Tony on Saturday. She'd have to call off the wedding. Paula had been sleeping restlessly for several hours when suddenly she awakened. There again was the light that had come to her several months ago. It was brighter than the sun, coming from the ceiling, saturating the dark room from the top down. But instead of sorrow, she felt an indescribable jubilance. The light filled her, wrapping her with warmth and reassurance, soothing her broken heart as she watched it, welcomed it, basked in it. I got a message, though not in words, that I should go on and everything would be all right. The next thing she remembers is her dog bounding into the room and the light going out. The dog was shaking and frightened, the way she acts in a storm, Paula says, but the night was clear. How long had she been in touch with the light? Paula had no idea if a minute or several hours had passed, but now she slept peacefully, and the next day she told her mother about what had happened. "That's strange," her mother murmured. "Why, Mom?" "Because I know this will sound odd. Last night I felt a hand on my shoulder while I was in bed." Like Paula, her mother had been filled with bliss. Paula was joyful on her wedding day. joyful and astonished. How could she feel like this when just 5 days earlier her whole world had collapsed? And yet she was happy. It was as if her father were still with her, lending her support and pride and filling her with light. Paula has often prayed for the light to return, but she suspects it won't, at least not for a long time. Or has she yet come to a conclusion about what the light really is? Her father? An angel? Whatever brought it, Paula is certain that it was a message from heaven, sent just when Toni and her family needed it most. Even today, I carry with me that inner peace and the ability to hold it together. Even though I miss Dad terribly, I believe there are signs like this all around us. It's just a matter of accepting them for what they really are. Amen. A lot of times we ask for a sign, ask God for a sign, ask our loved ones that have passed over for a sign, and they'll give us sign after sign. But we're looking for a great big sign, something you'll know like that. Like, hey, look at me, I just threw something down from heaven, here it is. But sometimes it's just little things that they do that we just look over. And they're like, hey, I just done that. I keep giving you signs, but you're not paying attention. I hope you guys enjoyed the story From the Darkness to Light, and I hope you guys have a good night. Good night, guys.